Page 46, Malagueña. Spanish music. Spanish and Latin American music I like very much. It's just happy and rhythm and got going, and it just makes you want to get up and dance. Yeah. So I'll go through the process. Let's see what we're doing here. We're using triads a lot too, major and minor triads. That's what this unit is about. Look it over. It's 2 pages long. It's a little longer than that, but it's 2 pages of music to learn. The clef signs are treble and bass, at least to start. See, clef signs can change in the middle of the piece. I'm not concerned about that right now, although I might glance through it and see if they do. This is treble and bass clef. There's no sharps or flats in the key signatures, so we're either in the key of C major or A minor, because those are the 2 keys with no sharps or flats. And if we look at the end here, this mess at the end here, that's an A minor chord. Remember the triad for A minor, that's A major, that's A minor. I'm guessing we're in the key of A minor. Do both scales though, the C major and A minor scales, at least 1 octave up and down. Yeah. Get comfortable with the notes that are in it. You're going to find an A minor, the 7th step is, you're going to find that's going to be a G sharp a lot of times. They'll put in a lot of G sharps. That's because we're in harmonic minor. That's the video I cover, and the kind of minor scale I cover. So do that, you'll see that here. Wouldn't have to, they could use the natural minor and use G naturals all over, but a lot of music uses the harmonic, which is the G sharps here. They raise the 7th step. Then we got what? 3 or 4 time signature, quarter notes, a few 8th notes. I think the rhythm wise shouldn't be a problem. Let's take it one hand at a time and make sure we know what's going on. Starting around what, measure 10 when you're doing your here, and then thumb. The reason for the thumb is because you got to prepare that to come, and then for measure 13 you simply have the A minor chord. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and then come down during the rest. 1, 2, 4, and then come down again. 1. That's fun. Measure 21, you're playing 8th notes, and that'll make more sense when we put the hands together. Measure 34, you're down here, and I trust you know the names of these notes in them. That's an A. It's just an A minor chord broken. 1, 2, 3, and the left hand does the next one, and you come up and play that A. Isn't that fun? And then in the next to the last measure, you come down and do that A. And then that's A. I would prefer to use little finger so I can reach down, but for show and whatnot, you can use any finger you want for the next to the last measure. It doesn't matter. Because the left hand's in here. If you do that, you're in the way. The here and then down here. All right, left hand, what's it up to? Starts out with these E major chords. That's an E major because you have a major triad and a minor triad. We went through this whole mess in the previous video. Okay. So it starts out major. 1, 2. Okay. Major 9. Now we're major chords again. Major 13. 1, 2, 3, 1. 1, 2, 3, 1. 1, 2, 3, 1. Measure 21. Again, it's like a broken chord. Get the idea? So let's put the hands together and see what kind of fun we got here. You're starting out here, here. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Connect all that. When you get to measure 13, or here, right hand's up here. 1, 2, 3, 1. Hold the right hand down. Okay, measure 21. We're just going bump, 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 bump. There you go now. That's all. There's the right hand, your 3rd finger's fine. Just take your turn. Don't hold them out. No, hold. This is one of those examples of measure 21, 22, of where they take both staves and combine them together, and you have to read the notes in both staves to get a full 4 count, 3 counts in each measure, because neither staff has 3 counts in it. But when you put them together, you get the full 3 counts. Sometimes they do that. It makes reading the music easier, because we could have put those E's in the upper staff in the bottom staff and left the upper staff empty. But then you're reading ledger lines up above. It's just easier sometimes to write it this way. You understand that you're doing 1 and 2 and 3 and on that. On measure 34, we have these where you start at measure 33 down here. Then here. It's the same chord. Here, 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 here. It's the same chord. Left hand comes over. Connect them all, and then right hand's here, ready to go, because now the left hand's got to get down here. And then both hands are moving at the end. I use thumb on the last one, because I don't have to move as far. I'm moving both hands. Anything that'll help me. Maybe when I'm there, I put a little finger on it, and that way I don't have to move it all. I just reach down. It's up to you. Yeah, well, you figure it out. Just get all 4 notes down at the same time. You have to look down at the keyboard, of course. Then once I have the notes and the rhythm sort of working, then I go back over it slowly and get rid of the hesitations. And once I can do that, then I add the articulation. And you're connecting this at first. You want to lift up? That's fine, you can do that. In my opinion, if you wanted to connect all that together, you could. Kind of leads into it. Then measure, what, 11, you get accents. Just play them a little, or measure 10, it starts accents. Play them a little louder. Measure 13. I'm going to connect this left hand. Yeah, but these, bum, 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 hands. And then measure 21, you're sort of connecting the 8th notes. Because if I play them disconnected, it's a way of interpreting it, and I could legally do it because it doesn't say anything. But I'm going to suggest go ahead and just play them as regular 8th notes. And then you have some accents coming up and all. Okay. Now measure 33, they put slurs over each measure. Remember, you don't always lift up before and after a slur. So I'd connect all these. I'd connect all that together. Put in the articulation, and then I add the dynamics. MF is moderately loud. Mezzo forte, whatever you think that is. And then when I get to measure 7, you get the hairpin. You're going to start up. So at measure 9, you get loud. Well, don't get loud till measure 9. So I save most of my crescendo for measure 8 here. And now the accented notes make these very loud. Let the wrist collapse a little bit on. Don't pound on it. Ugh. Let the wrist collapse a little bit on these. And then back down to moderately loud. These, soft, light, here. You have a swell there on measures 19 and 20. Go up and back down. You feel it. And the measure 21, now you're moderately soft here. A little louder. Now, as you see on the 3rd line down in measure 26 and on, above the staff there's a hairpin. They have to put it up there because there isn't room between the staves. Normally you'd see it between the staves. Doesn't matter where it is, you still do. It's a gradual crescendo. You're going to go up to loud for measure 29. Oh, I don't know about that, because you've got 3 measures to go from sort of loud to loud, and there's not a lot of difference between them. I think in this case I'm going to save most of that getting louder for measure 28. Toward the end of it. I might get just a hair louder before, so moderately loud. Stay a little bit louder. Now, it's almost like a measure at a time. I got just a hair louder. Just a hair. So moderately loud. Stay there. Now come up. Louder. Now. And very loud. loud here because of the accents. And then moderately loud, measure 33. Then you go up to loud, and stay loud, and then very loud at the end because of the accents. Both hands, it's all just a chord. Get to know it well enough so you can feel these dynamics. Speed, allegro. What's a quick little dance? It has to be accurate, so find the hardest part wherever that is. Is this? Wherever the hardest part is for you, don't go faster than that. Play it accurate. Now they've added pedal. Well, we could sort of use pedal on some of these to connect these. On the other hand, I kind of like it without pedal because I can hear the accents better. Bum, 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 boom. Okay, if you want to use pedal, they're pedaling from measure 9 on that line, and they're pedaling the end from measure 33 on. So a measure 9, because this is loud, I can put the pedal down with the note. It's a little more of an explosion here. Hold it down. And now they want you to lift the pedal up after you play the note measure 13. I'd like to hear a little bit of silence. You see the double bars at the end of measure 12? That's a section. We're going into a new section. I like to hear a little silence. So in that case, I'm going to lift the pedal up with the hands at measure 12. Lift the pedal up and then go on. It's interpretation. You can do it either way, whatever. Now measure 29. Again, put the pedal down here. And change the pedal after you play the note. Together after the fermata, because the fermata you just hang on to that for a while. With a metronome I double it and hang on to it for 6 counts instead of 3, but when you're doing it you just feel it how long you hang on to it. And that's the pedal. I prefer it without pedal, but you can do it with pedal if you want, I guess. Please don't copy me. You don't have to take it at that speed. You can do a little more with the dynamics and all. It's up to you. The repeat sign, you remember, you repeat back to the reverse repeat sign of measure 13. So, okay. Now, they have little boxes above the stabs. You see there at measure 13 and 15 and so forth, where they have these chords in one hand or the other. Whatever. They want you to put in the name of the chord. They give the first one for you. An E chord is, remember, if it's major, we don't have to say major, it's implied. So it is E major. Let's call it an E chord. But in measure 5, well, you got the same chord, so it's an E chord again. And in measure 10, here, it's the same chord. So it's an E chord again. That's fun. And then measure 13, you got here. Well, what chord is that? Well, you know it's an A chord because A's the bottom and it's every other note. But is it a major or minor? Well, is it a major third? No, that's a minor third and a major. So this is a minor chord, so it's an A minor chord. So you put in an A with a little M. Lowercase m for minor, that's all. Uppercase m for major, lowercase m for minor. Or leave out the major and just use lowercase for minor. So it's a capital A with a lowercase m. Some people will just put in a lowercase a, and if it's lowercase like that, it's implied minor. But the safest thing to do is simply use capital letters for the name of the chord and put in an M for minor. But however your teacher tells you to do it is fine. And then, measure 15, you're here. Well, again, the bottom note's a G, so it's a G chord, but is it major or minor? Well, this is a major third, therefore it is a major chord. And then 17 is here. Well, the bottom note is an F, so it's an F chord, but is it major or minor? Well, the bottom triad in it is a major triad, so it's a major chord. It's a major and minor, I should say major and minor both, because it could be a major and major, and that's something else. But a major and minor is a major chord, F major. And then major 19, it's here. And that's back to our good old E chord again. And then major 21, here, you take them all together, forget the rhythm, just pick. And again, we're still at an E chord. And major 25, still in an E chord. Major 30, E chord. We got this E chord all over the place, don't we? And then major 33, you're down here. That's our A minor chord again. So eventually you just learn to recognize the chords. You don't have to figure them out anymore. Let me know if you have questions, but that's really what they're wanting you to do. Let's play this together very slowly and check the notes and the rhythms. I'm not going to do louds and softs, and I'm not going to do the pedaling because you can hear the notes better without. We're just playing the notes and the rhythms. That's all we're checking this out. And we'll do the repeat. So I'll give us 3 counts. 1, ready, go. Three, 1, 2, 3, 2, 3, hold, 2, 3,